Good morning. Do you like mysteries? I love mysteries. I read mystery books all the time. And we have a mystery here at Elim. I'm going to backtrack. The original Elim building down on 56th and Eleanor Street was built in 1894. And updating to 1923, West Duluth was growing, Denfeld District was growing, and Elim was kind of bursting at the seams. So in 1925, it was decided to build a structure, to expand the structure. So what they did was cut the old Elim in half, that building in half, and move the back section back 20 feet, and then fill in turned out to be the sanctuary with the new building. And the middle space was then rebuilt into a cross-church type of structure. The basement was enlarged accordingly, and the whole building was brick-faced. And as a little girl, when I went to Elim long after that, I remember Elim as being a brick building, not a wood building. The first service in the new church was held on October 16th, 1926. And kind of interestingly, the whole construction of that, the reconstruction cost was $33,636, which, and the seating capacity was over 500 people, and it was the largest Protestant church in West Duluth at that time. Fast forward to August of 2014, last summer, I was on the anniversary committee, and I went into the safe to find some of the old anniversary bulletins, and I found what I was looking for, and one doesn't have the opportunity to go into our safe very often, and I'm very claustrophobic, so that's probably the last place I want to go. But I stood there and looked around when I was in there, and I saw, sitting on top of a box, a plastic bag, like a dry cleaning bag with something blue in it. And I was just curious, so I took it out and looked at it, and this is what I saw. It's a quilt with 60 names on it, and there are 59 women and one man, and that man is J.A. Wallen. So my curiosity was piqued. We have a mystery. What was this quilt made for? Who made it? Who are all these people? There are Meermans on it. There are lots of names that, growing up in Elim, I remember. Carlbergs, lots of Johnson, lots of Andersons, Meermans, Munsons, Nelson, Olson, Peterson, and one gentleman. Who made it? What was it made for? Was it a group of people doing something that your reward was to make this quilt? A sewing group, a reading group, a Bible study group? What was the reason that it was built? We may never know that. I found out last January, I took Jim, or Pastor Hagen, brought out some of the old ledgers, membership ledgers, and I spent about 2 hours looking through it. And that same day, I found out that the family of Evelyn Wallen, whose name is on the quilt, Odell, was her family, after her death, brought that quilt to church. And I don't know exactly how long it's been in the safe. Evelyn is was married to Doris Johnson's mother's brother, so they're related. And there are 3 Wallen names on it, and Evelyn Wallen is one of them, and she was married. Her married name was Odell. Last night when I was trying to figure out what I was going to say today, it's like the lights went on, and all of a sudden I thought, down in the corner on both sides, about this big lettering, is the initials J.A.W. Is that John Wallen, the man whose name is on there? We'll maybe never know. We have the quilt is laying on 2 tables in the chapel of the church. When you're through with the service today, please stop and look. I have a sheet back there with all 60 names on it. A lot of them are familiar to you, especially those of you who grew up in Elim. They're familiar names to you. I would love to know where this quilt came from, why was it made, why did the Odell family have it. Maybe you can help me turn a little light on to who these people are. And I've got a sheet, as I said, with all the names on it. But if you could, if you know of someone, I'll be back there for a while after the service, let me know who they are. I would love to finally get this mystery solved. I, as I say, love mysteries, but I'd like to find the solution. I like the end of the book when you know the ending of it. I found a lot of information. If any of you have this 1965 anniversary book, I found a lot of information in there. And in looking through it, I found several names that, are these are all men's names. There are only 2 unmarried women whose names are on there. They're all Mrs., where's my list here? Mrs. Nelson Munson, Mrs. Dan Meerman, Mrs. C.H. Johnson. There are only 2 names with their first name on it. And I know after D.D. Gustafson was here, it wasn't Maureen, Mrs. Larry Lundberg in the bulletin if I sang or did something. It was Maureen Lundberg. So we've come a long way, but this is back in the 1920s. This had to have been put together before 1926 because if you notice, there's a ball on a, a sphere on the end of the piece on the top of the church. The Elim, do you have a newer picture of Elim? The old Elim? It has a cross on it. So we know it was, and that's after 1926, so we know that this came about before 1926. So please help me solve a mystery. Go back and look at our ancestry and tell me if you know anyone. I would love to find out. Thank you. Oh, and one other thing, when you look at it, please don't touch it. I've taken it to a dry cleaners. They won't clean it. There are a couple of spots on it, but we'd like to preserve it. So don't touch it and get your oil on it.